Welcome back to the channel. This is Trinity Storm and you are watching 5th part of What If Naruto Mastered a Legendary Jutsu in Secret. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Now wasting no more time, let's start the story.
Naruto and Kurenai were perched atop the Hokage monument. It was midday, and Naruto wasn't looking forward to the conversation he was about to have with her. He wouldn't even be having this conversation if it weren't for Hinata. Flashback. What do you want to do? Naruto was taken aback by his girlfriend's request. They were where most of their dates ended. A stunning sunset is seen from the top of the Hokage monument. I'd like you to speak with Kurenai-sensei about trusting her with your secret. Please? Hinata did it again. Please don't tell me she's been bugging you about my secret jutsu. Naruto inquired, hoping that this was not the case. His hopes were dashed when he noticed Hinata turning away from him. Great. She did it. Can't she be patient with that kind of thing? She's been patient with you, Naruto. That is why I believe you should speak with her. Get to know her a little better without me acting as a middleman. Hinata elaborated. You're not asking because you're sick of her questioning you about it, are you? Naruto inquired, suspicious of the situation. W.A.L. Little. But I trust her with Naruto's kind secret. It's not like you're telling her about your family history. B. Aside from that, she's been like a big sister to me. Hinata responded, pleading with him to at least talk to her sensei. That kind of knowledge would come as more of a surprise to her. And even more dangerous if it escapes. Naruto paused to consider Hinata's request. Naruto decided to play with her first, figuring he could at least talk to her sensei. No way. It's not going to happen. No way. Naruto said this with a smile on his face and a defiant look on his face. However, this is not the case. But Naru. Too? Gasps Hinata began before she noticed Naruto's poorly concealed smile. Do you mean you're going to talk to her? Hinata inquired. And I was deceiving you into thinking I wasn't. Haha. Yes, I will talk to her, but that does not mean I will tell her. Okay? Why? Yes. Thank you very much, Naruto. Flashback concludes. Kurenai noticed Naruto's distant expression. She wondered briefly what he was thinking, but decided to start the conversation. Otherwise, they'd be here all day and all night. Would you like to talk to me about something? Kurenai inquired, already knowing the answer. Naruto snapped out of his trance, barely understanding what Kurenai had asked him. You already know what we're going to talk about, Kurenai-sensei. Naruto stated this. HNHN. Yes, you are correct. Sorry, but if no one said anything, we'd be here all day and night. And I'm not sure Hinata would appreciate it if her boyfriend and sensei were out all night together. Ha ha ha. Kurenai explained. It seemed amusing to mess with Naruto in this way. Hey. That is not the point of this, you pervert. You're more than twice my age. You're a Junin, whereas I'm a Genin. That's not right, you. Naruto yelled before being cut off. Who are you calling a pervert? And don't bring up a woman's age like that, you brat. Kurenai retorted. She didn't like being called a pervert because she doesn't like open perverts. Who do you think I'm referring to as a pervert? You're Hinata's sensei. You shouldn't be thinking like that about your student's boyfriend. It was meant to be a joke. I didn't mean it that way. You were the one who took it that far. You're the one who went too far by labeling me a pervert. For your information, I despise perverts who are open about being perverted. For my info. You despise perverts as well? Naruto inquired. OFCOU. Of course, I despise perverts. Everyone, however, is a little perverted. It's only those who openly spy on women and read those disgusting, make-out series in public. Kurenai responded, catching herself before continuing to yell. You mean the book that my sensei constantly reads and that the pervy sage writes? Pervy sage, you say? Kurenai inquired, curious as to who Naruto was referring to. You know what I mean. Jiraiya, he's one of the legendary Sannin. Naruto responded. Jiraiya? Does that mean he wrote those books? That's why I call him pervy sage. It drives him insane, said Naruto, leaning over and whispering on the other side of his mouth. Basically, he's telling her to call Jiraiya that when she sees him. She was now curious as to how he knew Jiraiya was the author of those books, having picked up on the hint. Naruto. How do you know Lord Jiraiya is the author of those books? Kurenai inquired. Oh, I saw him spying on women in the hot springs. So I yelled to warn the women on the other side that there was a pervert watching them. Ha ha. Naruto explained, a large grin on his face. Was it before or after you discovered he wrote those books? Before. Later on, I became enraged with him. He later approached me and offered to train me for the Genin Exams finals. Has he prepared you for the Genin Exams? Even if he is a pervert, that is quite an honor. I'm assuming you discovered he wrote those books while he was training you? Kurenai inquired. Yup. That's all Naruto had to say. Kurenai raised her head, holding the bridge of her nose. She couldn't believe what she'd been told. She decided to ask her question because she was intrigued by what Naruto had said. Naruto, why are you upset with Lord Jiraiya? It couldn't be because he was peering, could it? Naruto lied because he didn't want to tell her about Jiraiya being his godfather. No. As you can see. Naruto then explained how Kakashi had Ebisu, closet pervert, train him for the finals, and how he was later knocked out after catching Jiraiya peeking. He then went on to say that he wanted Jiraiya to train him because he had knocked out his temp, but Jiraiya refused. I see. Kurenai couldn't say anything else while staring at him with wide eyes. Kurenai was about to say something when Naruto decided to end the meeting. I understand the Flying Raijin Jutsu. That's my hidden jutsu. That's how I got the better of Kiba and Neji. Kurenai took a moment to process what she had just heard. After a brief moment, what? How did you learn that jutsu? How long have you been practicing that jutsu? How in the world did you find that jutsu? Wasn't it supposed to be lost? And hold on. You put your jutsu knowledge in my hands so easily? Kurenai yelled before noticing how easily he trusted her. Well, you'd probably never stop bugging Hinata and me. You despise open perverts as much as I do. And I had plenty of time to think about it prior to today. So it was far from easy. I just thought that because the most important thing for a relationship to succeed is the same as a successful ninja squad. Trust. And, if Hinata can truly trust you as a big sister, who am I not to trust? Naruto elaborated. What gives you the impression that I'm Hinata's big sister? Kurenai inquired. She told me that the other day when she asked whether I wanted to talk to you about my secret jutsu or not. In any case, inquire with Hinata about the specifics. Just make sure you have security seals installed in your apartment. Kurenai-sensei, I'm putting my trust in you. Don't make Hinata and me feel bad. Only you, me, Hinata, Kakashi-sensei, Sasuke, and Sakura are aware of this. Nobody knows, not even your classmates or closest friends. Got it. Naruto stated, with some murderous intent. Young man, don't raise your killing intent toward me. I promise not to tell anyone. And when I talk to Hinata, I'll have the security seals in my apartment activated. Good. Thanks. Kurenai-sensei, I'll see you later. Naruto said this just before vanishing with a yellow flash towards his apartment. He must have done that because he sensed my doubt about his ability to use that jutsu. Kurenai smiled as she thought, seems like there's a new, secret yellow flash of the hidden leaf. She left via Shunshin, somewhat following his lead. Appearing at the Hokage monument's base. Ah. Now that that's taken care of, I can go get some Ichiraku. I haven't had any recently because of everything that has happened. Naruto said as he shut the door behind him. Naruto heard the usual whispers behind his back on his way to Ichiraku's. This time, however, some were positive while the majority were negative. I can't believe he beat last year's rookie Genin, Neji Hyuga. I know it's difficult to believe. And he's kind of cute. Are you serious? That demon is becoming far too powerful, in my opinion. Yeah, and not long after becoming a ninja. If he becomes too powerful, this village could be in grave danger. I concur. Someone needs to take action on this. You'd think they'd be grateful for saving them from Gaara. So be it. Whatever happens, I'll still protect this village. As he drew back the curtain to enter Ichiraku's, Naruto reflected. Tucci, 2 miso ramen please. No worries, Naruto. I haven't seen you in a long time. Have you been helping with repairs? Tucci inquired. Yep. I've also been training. You don't want to fall behind, do you? Naruto responded. That's correct. Haha. Kurenai was walking around the village when she came across someone. Literally. Umph. Please accept my apologies. Kurenai explained. No worries, Kurenai. Asuma stated. What was it that had you so distracted? Oh, I was just thinking about how Naruto defeated the Sans Jinchuriki. That's it. Oh yay? Me too. Do you think it was the same with Kiba and Neji? Asuma inquired. I think Naruto used more than just that to beat him. Especially since that Gaara kid completely released his tailed beast. That is not an easy task. Kurenai responded. You have a point. Have you figured out how he beat the others yet? No, I inquired with Naruto about it. But he doesn't say anything. Something to do with not trusting others enough, or something. Kurenai recalled her promise to Naruto. I did ask Kakashi about it. He claims to know, but suggests we ask Naruto about it. Then he said something about trusting others or something similar. Sigh, it seems like a chore to me. Asuma stated. I see Shikamaru is catching up with you. Kurenai changed the subject. How do you know that? Asuma inquired. You've never called anything a drag before. Shikamaru does it all the time. Kurenai elaborated. I suppose you're correct, Kurenai. Asuma said, putting his hand to his chin. HN? How's it going? Well, how are you two getting along? In response to Asuma's greeting, Kakashi said. Idiot. I was on my way home when I ran into Asuma. Kurenai turned her head, a slight blush on her face. So, Kakashi, what are you doing here? Asuma inquired. Nothing special. Just waiting for Sasuke. Kakashi responded by peering into the tea house. His fellow Junin notices a pinky twitch from one of the customers. It's unusual for you to arrive early, Kakashi-sensei, said Sasuke as he approached the Junin group. When Sasuke entered the tea house, he noticed 2 full cups of tea and no one nearby. You know, I'm not in the mood for tea right now. Kakashi simply nodded toward his fellow Junin in response to his silent message. Well, I just had to see it for myself. You eat nothing but ramen, do you? Jiraiya inquired, lifting the curtain from his line of sight. Profi FG? Naruto said, or tried to say, with his mouth full of noodles. Can't you at least swallow your food before speaking? Jiraiya remarked on Naruto's demeanor. So, pervy sage, what do you want? Naruto inquired after swallowing his food. I've assigned us a mission. We need to find someone very special to heal all of our injured ninja. Jiraiya responded. Is this person female? Yep. She's. No, thank you. This is most likely some scheme for you to conduct research with me as bait. Naruto stated. Do you seriously believe I need a snot-nosed brat as bait? Jiraiya inquired, yelling at Naruto for making such an accusation. Yup, Naruto replied simply, as if they had simply asked him if he was certain that 1 + 1 = 2. Are you still irritated? You have no idea. You threw me off the cliff. How could I not be upset? I was talking about something else. You jerk. Jiraiya said, whispering the last part. Same response, asshole. Naruto responded with the same demeanor. Well, whatever. I figured you'd be interested in learning some sealing jutsu. I suppose I'll just ask someone else, perhaps Sasuke. You already know you're a asshole. Sigh. Okay, I'll come. Alright. In an hour, I'll meet you at the front gate. Jiraiya said as he walked away with a shunshin. Bastard, Naruto said as he paid his bill and prepared for the mission. Wow, so much for the great Uchiha clan. Ha 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 ha. Exclaimed Kisame, rolling on the ground laughing at Itachi. Be quiet, Kisame. The same thing could have happened to you just as easily as it did to me, and besides, Naruto knows the 4th Hokage's Rasengan. It caught me off guard, Itachi explained as he tended to his broken ribs on his right side. That's why it's so funny. You got caught off guard by a little 12-year-old brat who didn't use the power of the 9 tails inside him. And you're always on guard. Kisame laughed. The thought of what he had just said made him laugh even harder. What happened was that they fled after their confrontation with Inleaf Village. But not before Itachi hit Kakashi with the Tsukuyomi, rendering him unconscious. They eventually caught up with Naruto without Jiraiya, only to be followed by Sasuke. Jiraiya then appeared, having sensed Naruto's predicament. Meanwhile, Itachi easily defeated Sasuke by using Tsukuyomi once more. Flashback. Pervy sage, keep shark-ass face away from me, I'll take on Itachi, Naruto said as he pulled out a kunai with the standard smoke bomb attached. Naruto threw the kunai at Itachi without even waiting for a response. Do you really believe you can defeat me, Naruto? Itachi asks, his voice monotone. He caught the kunai with his right hand, unaffected by the smoke bomb. Naruto immediately began to form the Rasengan after throwing the kunai. Naruto used his other hand to throw another smoke bomb after the one he had thrown on the kunai had detonated. Naruto used the Flying Raijin Jutsu, while obscured by smoke, to unexpectedly appear next to Itachi. Rasengan! Yelled Naruto as he rammed the jutsu into Itachi's ribs, cracking them. Itachi was taken aback when he heard Naruto yell the 4th Hokage's jutsu, especially since it came from right next to him. Itachi flew out the window as a result of being hit by the jutsu. Flashback concludes. It's incredible that he could already have mastered that jutsu. It wouldn't be so bad if Kisame would stop laughing. I got an idea to make him stop. Itachi thought as he began performing hand signs. You brought this on yourself, Kisame. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. Exclaimed Itachi as he fired a fist-sized fireball at Kisame's ass. Aw. You bastard, Itachi. Why the hell did you do that for? Kisame yelled, leaping around, attempting to put out the fire. I told you to be quiet, and if you keep mocking me, I'll just say it was Lord Jiraiya who set your backside on fire while he was playing with you, Itachi replied. Fine. You win for now, Itachi, Kisame said, scowling. Ah, Naruto, you're not mad about what happened back there, are you? Jiraiya asked as he walked silently alongside Naruto. Naruto had been reading the book on sealing jutsu that Jiraiya had given him since they had left the town they were in. No, I'm not mad, Naruto said as he closed the book and placed it in his weapons pouch. I'm fucking angry, yelled Naruto, causing Jiraiya to jump slightly in surprise. How come? Jiraiya inquired, hoping that this would not end badly. How come? Are you serious? You must be a complete idiot, not to know why. How come? Are you serious? You must be a complete idiot, not to know why. Said Naruto, not wanting to be so loud about something so personal. Jiraiya was bothered by Naruto's sudden lowering of his voice. It's because you've gone to be the worst godfather of all godfathers. First, you were never around when I needed someone. Second, you didn't want to teach me in the first place, even though you realized who I was, and only out of guilt did you teach me anything. And last but not least, you never bothered telling me about an organization of S-ranked criminals, WHO, were coming. When Jiraiya heard the first sentence, he was hurt. It hurt him as much as when Tsunade nearly killed him for spying on her in the hot springs. He couldn't argue with Naruto after hearing his arguments. Despite the fact that the second reason was false, he had every intention of training Naruto. But he'd already tried to explain it, but Naruto didn't believe him. Jiraiya understood Naruto's rage. He just wished he knew how to make it up to him. Look, Naruto, I truly am. I want to make it up to you, but I'm not sure how. Please, throw me a bone here. I'll do anything. Jiraiya begged. PFF'd, just leave me alone. Let's just find this, Lady Tsunade, or whatever and get back to the village so I can get back to helping the village and training, Naruto replied, pulling out his book as he continued to walk towards their next destination. Sigh asterisk, alright, let's get going, Jiraiya said as he began to follow Naruto. In the meantime, back in the village. I'm glad Naruto decided to entrust you with his secret jutsu, Kurenai-sensei, Hinata said. Hinata and Kurenai were sitting in Kurenai's living room, sipping tea. I'm surprised he does, to be honest. I mean, considering his life story thus far, it makes sense that he'd want to keep it a secret. Although it's not surprising how you found out. HNHN, Kurenai said, chuckling at the memory of having caught Hinata stock. Watching Naruto several times. Cough asterisk, S. Sensei. Exclaimed Hinata, nearly choking on her tea. Haha. Sorry Hinata, but I couldn't resist, Kurenai said, sipping her own tea. Kurenai then realized what could happen if any of Hinata's and Naruto's combined secrets were to be revealed, including Naruto's jutsu secret. Kurenai made the decision to express her concerns to Hinata. Hinata. What is it, sensei? Hinata inquired. Have you and Naruto considered the possibility that your and Naruto's secrets will be revealed? If that happens, our village's enemies, particularly the Hidden Rock, will most likely attack us, especially if they fear Naruto's ability to use the Flying Raijin Jutsu. You could be in grave danger, Kurenai said. she didn't want to discourage their relationship. She just wanted them to be aware of the risks if something like this happened. Hinata sat down and placed her cup on the table in front of her. Well, we never considered that, Hinata admitted. You'll need to start training harder than ever now, Hinata, if you don't want to be captured and used as a hostage to lure Naruto. Our enemies will stop at nothing to achieve their goals, Kurenai explained, wanting Hinata to be safe at all costs. So long as it didn't jeopardize her relationship with the boy she's dating. Hinata looked down at her hands, taking in everything her sensei had said. After a few moments, she finally responded by leaping to her feet. You're right, Kurenai said, surprised to see fire in her eyes. A fire she's never seen before in Hinata. Kurenai-sensei, could you please assist me in training right now? I want to become stronger, and I want to protect Naruto. Kurenai assumed she appeared stupid, with wide eyes and a dropped jaw. But she didn't seem to mind. She was surprised that Hinata wanted to become stronger for Naruto's sake rather than her own. Kurenai smiled after about a minute. Alright, let's go, Kurenai said as she stood up and grabbed her belongings. Sensei. What is it? Kurenai inquired, her hand on the doorknob. Don't hold back at all, Hinata exclaimed. Kurenai responded with a smile. Alright, but you'll probably regret asking me that. Are you asking me what, Toots? Inquired a new voice. Kurenai turned around to see a bullfrog-sized toad on top of Hinata's head. What are you doing here, Gamakichi? Hinata asked, looking up and recognizing Naruto's summon. Hinata, do you recognize this frog? Kurenai inquired. Yes, Naruto can summon toads using the summoning jutsu. Hinata responded. Summoning? Naruto? Are you kidding me? No, Naruto can summon people and use the fourth Hokage's Rasengan. Kurenai inquired, when and how did he learn those? Yes, he can. Now, please relay Naruto's message to the blue-haired chick here, Gamakichi said, annoyed by Kurenai's questions. Huh? What message? Kurenai inquired. Just that Naruto went on a mission with that perverted old man, and he doesn't know when he'll return, Gamakichi replied. A mission? What is he doing on this mission? Hinata inquired. I'm looking for the pervert's old teammate, but I don't have all the details. Sorry, girly. Oh, Gamakichi, thank you. Hey, no problem. See you later, girly, Gamakichi said before vanishing with a poof. Kurenai inquired, does he mean Lord Jiraiya's old teammate, Lady Tsunade? Yes, Lord Jiraiya is a pervert, according to Naruto, Hinata replied. That's right, Naruto told me about it earlier, but let's get going. You've got training to do, Kurenai said as he opened the door. Right. Let's go, Hinata said as she followed her sensei. 1 month and 1 week later. Naruto was currently practicing some of the sealing jutsu he had learned from Jiraiya's books. During this mission, Naruto was growing increasingly frustrated with Jiraiya. Jiraiya, in his opinion, was leading them in circles. Getting drunk in bars and flirting with every woman in sight. Naruto was getting on his last nerve. But, because he didn't know much about reconnaissance, he delegated the task to Jiraiya. Yo, Naruto. I got us a lead on Tsunade, Jiraiya said as they walked away from the town they'd been staying in for the past few days. It's about time. I've finally mastered some of this sealing jutsu, thanks to you, Naruto said, annoyed by Jiraiya's interruption. But he was relieved that this mission was, hopefully, coming to an end. I didn't think I'd miss the village this much, but I guess Hinata and this annoying pervert had a lot to do with it. Sigh asterisk, give me a break here. If I was always here training you, we'd still be looking for a lead on Tsunade, Jiraiya said. He wished to assist Naruto more, but he believed Naruto needed to learn things on his own. Yeah, whatever. Let's just go. Where is she supposed to be? Naruto inquired. Not far from here, there's a gambling town called Tanzaku Town, Jiraiya replied. Alright, let's get started. Naruto was irritated because night had fallen. The castle had been completely destroyed when they arrived. They went to investigate in the hopes of finding Tsunade.
They only discovered the castle's ruins and a large hole in the wall that surrounded it.
Great, just great. We only have one chance to find that Tsunade woman, and we blow it by a mile, Naruto grumbled. Oh, shut up already. Let's try to get some information from the bar here, Jiraiya said. Whatever, but if you start hitting on even one woman, I'm going to kick your $1 all the way back to Leaf Village. Yeah, I got it. You'd think he'd be less irritated by now. Jiraiya noticed his old teammate almost immediately after entering the bar. Tsunade! Jiraiya exclaimed, pointing to Tsunade. Jiraiya! Exclaimed Tsunade, leaping from her bench seat. After 5 minutes, everyone was sitting quietly. Tsunade and her apprentice Shizune, as well as a pig in a red vest named Tauntaun, joined Jiraiya and Naruto. So this is the old pervert's old teammate, huh? Naruto pondered. It's been a long time, Tsunade, Jiraiya said. It has, first with Orochimaru, now with you. It's almost like a reunion, Tsunade replied. Jiraiya decided to cut to the chase after a few more minutes of idle chit-chat, including about their sensei's death, and a few hands of poker. Tsunade, the village has decided to name you the 5th Hokage in all its wisdom. What? You said we were here to get her to heal our village's shinobi. You said nothing about her becoming Hokage. Yelled Naruto, irritated at not being told the truth. Tisk. Shouldn't expect anything less from him, I guess, but I'm really sick of his lies and irresponsibility, Naruto grumbled. First, I decline. Second, who is this brat with you? Tsunade inquired. His name is Naruto Uzumaki, Jiraiya replied. Is this kid the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki? Tsunade wondered. He's nothing like your previous student. Well, it's not really fair to compare him to his father. After all, he does come after his mother, Jiraiya murmured. Are you saying that out loud? Tsunade inquired. He's known Tsunade for a long time, which is why he has such a negative attitude toward me, Jiraiya explained. I see, so I'm guessing he knows about you as well? That you're his godfather. That's why he's so angry at me, despite everything I taught him. Oh, by teaching, you mean pushing me off a cliff, right you damn perv? Naruto chimed in. You what? Exclaimed Tsunade. Why in the world would you do that to my godson, you scumbag? What do you mean you're my godmother? Naruto was taken aback by the news. Oh boy, you shouldn't have said that, Tsunade. He didn't know about you like that, he only knew you were my teammate. Hey, Naruto, where are you going? Jiraiya asked, seeing Naruto get up and walk away from the table. Why do you care? Why do any of you care? I've been alone my entire life, and you two are my godparents? I think my parents would be embarrassed to have given you two that honor in the first place. I don't care what your reasons are, just leave me alone, Naruto said monotonely. He was obviously dissatisfied with what he had just learned. Wait, Naruto, Tsunade said, following Naruto. Tsunade, wait. You don't want to mess with him right now, Jiraiya said, following Tsunade to keep her safe. He is aware that Naruto's jutsu has the potential to catch her off guard. Shizune stood up and followed them, leaving some money on the table. Tsunade followed Naruto around the corner into the alleyway once they were outside. Tsunade called out, "Naruto, please wait." "Why should I?" yelled Naruto, coming to a halt and turning to face Tsunade. "Naruto, let me explain. I've lost many precious people to that village, and I couldn't stand it any longer. I had to leave. I loved your mother as if she were my own." Tsunade began. "If that's true, then you should have stayed and been there for me. I had no one. I didn't have friends or family. It hurt when I saw my classmates and other kids with their parents. And just when my life was starting to look up, I get slapped in the face. The old man had lied to me the whole time. He knew who they were but didn't tell me. He even tried denying it right to my face, even after I found out." Tsunade's heart felt as if someone was squeezing it with their fist throughout the scene and story. "If I had known this would be the case, I would never have left. I'm a fool, a self-centered fool," Tsunade reflected. "I'm sorry, Naruto. I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone," yelled Naruto, pulling out 2 kunai with smoke bombs attached as well as a single smoke bomb. Naruto tossed 1 kunai next to and slightly behind Tsunade, and the other toward his and Jiraiya's hotel. Naruto vanished in the smoke after hurling the smoke bomb at the ground. "What is he doing?" Tsunade inquired. She was suddenly enveloped by smoke, which didn't surprise her. What surprised her was what felt like a foot being planted on her ass. The force of the impact was enough to knock her to the ground. Tsunade used her hands to keep her face from hitting the ground. When she turned around to see what had hit her, she was once again surprised to find nothing. "Wait, what happened? I'll explain later." "Come on, Tsunade, let's get a drink," Jiraiya said. Jiraiya said as he turned to face Shizune. "Shizune? Could you please speak with Naruto? He should be at the hotel where we're staying. Our room number is 308. You're the only one with whom he doesn't hold a grudge, so hopefully he'll listen to you." Shizune replied, "Of course, Lord Jiraiya." Shizune turned and went to see Naruto, taking Taunton with her. Jiraiya was walking alongside Tsunade towards a different bar when Tsunade asked the question she had been thinking about. "How did Naruto get so easily behind me?" Jiraiya took a quick look around before giving her a once-over in the immediate vicinity. Jiraiya answered in hushed tones after discovering that no one was in the vicinity. He discovered and mastered his father's jutsu on his own, and no one knows because he always hides that flashy jutsu with those smoke bombs of his. Gasp asterisk, you're kidding, right? He mastered that jutsu? All on his own? Tsunade wondered, astounded that such a powerful jutsu was in the hands of a child. Not to mention her godchild. That's right. Despite his terrible grades in the academy, he somehow managed to master a S-ranked jutsu. With that jutsu alone, he could be one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful shinobi. But he doesn't want to rely solely on that jutsu, so he's training, arming himself with more jutsu. His goal is to become a stronger Shin. He wants to be Hokage? Yeah, the same dream as Nawaki and Dan, but unlike those two, he has that jutsu. What a moron. If he chooses that dream, he will die. Don't count him out just yet, Tsunade. After all, what did he do to knock you down? I felt a foot, so I guess he gave me a kick in the ass. Who knows, you're probably right. I shouldn't count him out just yet. Tsunade thought, smiling slightly. A kick in the ass? Seriously? Shut up, Jiraiya. Or I'll beat you worse than when I caught you peeping on me in the hot springs. Yelled Tsunade, effectively silenced her former teammate. Knock. Knock asterisk, what is it? Naruto inquired as he heard a knock on his hotel room door. May I come in, Shizune? Shizune asked from the other side of the door. Yeah, make yourself at home, Naruto said, opening the door to let Shizune in. Naruto asked her why she was there in the first place after closing the door. What brings you here? I came to talk to you about Lady Tsunade. I understand you've had a difficult life, but so has Lady Tsunade. Please allow me to explain. Shizune then began explaining about the deaths of Tsunade's two most precious people. Shizune finished her story quickly. She could tell Naruto was more understanding of Tsunade's absence, but not completely. So you see, Naruto, she was afraid of becoming too attached to you, and then seeing you die right in front of her eyes. She didn't think she could handle something like that happening to her again. She thought that if she was never attached to you, she wouldn't have to endure any pain if something happened to you. Shizune explained before stopping, feeling the temperature in the room drop a few degrees. So, she'd rather let her godson suffer alone, rather than make sure he's okay and grows up happy. She'd rather let me suffer, rather than protect and teach me, so I wouldn't die and cause her pain. She only thought of herself. Naruto yelled, understanding but not accepting Tsunade's situation. Shizune exclaimed. She couldn't believe Naruto couldn't accept it, but she couldn't deny he had a valid point. Sigh asterisk. I guess you have a point, Naruto, but please understand that neither she nor Lord Jiraiya intended to hurt you. That may be, but they still did it. None of them were there when I needed someone. If they want to make it up to me, fine. They can try. I won't stop them. Naruto said. I understand. Thank you for your time, Naruto, Shizune said as he approached the door. Don't get me wrong. Tsunade has a better chance than that old pervert, but only because she has a better reason for not being around. Good night, Shizune. Naruto, good night, and thank you. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Hinata was panting on her hands and knees. She and Kurenai had been practicing since 8 a.m., she is adamant about getting stronger. She has always given her all to her training, but this is pushing her to the limit. That's all there is to it for now. Kurenai pondered. That's all for now, Hinata. You should also rest tomorrow. But, sensei. Hinata began, but Kurenai cut her off. Hinata, you must rest. Rest is also an important part of training. If you continue to train beyond your limits in this manner, you risk injuring yourself severely. Take tomorrow off and we'll resume the next day, okay? Yes, sensei, he sighed. Hinata stated, albeit reluctantly. Good. Let's get going, Hinata. After 2 weeks. Hinata had only just entered the house through the front door when she heard her father's voice. Hinata. Are you sure, father? Hinata responded. What have you been doing every day for the past 2 weeks? Hiyashi inquired. I've been working out with Kurenai-sensei. I see. Hiyashi closed his eyes and took a deep breath. You've been working out harder the last 2 weeks. Why is this the case? He asked, his eyes wide open. Hinata lowered her gaze to avoid her father's gaze. She was aware that the real reason was Naruto, but she couldn't tell her father. But, of course, she was prepared if the question arose. she replied, looking up. It's because I don't want to be a burden to my teammates or the community. I want to grow in strength. She's quite certain of herself. That's not at all like her. But she has no doubt in her eyes. It isn't the whole truth, but she isn't lying. Hiyashi pondered. Despite the fact that he did not obtain the entire truth, he decided to leave it at that. I see. Well, keep training as hard as you are. Hiyashi turned to leave for his office before dinner. I agree, father. Hinata said this while bowing to her father. Kurenai was thinking about Hinata's progress over the last few weeks somewhere in the village. Hinata is getting better. It's not by much, but it's only been a few weeks. She still has time to improve. I don't think I should have scared her that way. Even if I am correct, my explanation may have been too harsh. Hey. And I believe she wants to get stronger because she doesn't want to be a burden to anyone. Particularly Naruto. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised that Naruto was capable of using the summoning jutsu and Rasengan. Kurenai just stared at her ceiling for a few minutes more before falling asleep with a final thought. He. Naruto appears to be on the verge of becoming Hokage. Meanwhile, the advisors to the third Hokage were conversing with another man. The man had lost his right eye and arm for a long time. This man's name was Danzo Shimura, and he was Hiruzen Sarutobi's rival. Naruto, the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, is growing in strength at an alarming rate. If we don't act quickly, he may become too powerful for us to control. Homura, an elderly man with a full beard and green glasses, spoke up. That's correct. He won't need the Nine-Tails power if he continues to grow in strength. And, as a result, it will not learn to control its power. As a result, our village may be vulnerable to your plans. Danzo, what do you think we should do? Kaharu, an elderly woman with her hair in a bun held up by Senbon, inquired. There's no need to be concerned. I'd already devised a backup plan, which I'd already put into action before Hiruzen died. All you have to do now is sign this document, make a few copies, and file it in the jurisdiction section of the Leaf Village archives. Danzo said this while handing over a document bearing the Three Roads signature and official stamp. How do you intend for this to work? If that's the case, Homura got started. You two do not need to be concerned. I have everything under control. There are no flaws in this strategy. And before long, the Nine-Tails will be under Naruto's command, and thus ours. Danzo indicated that they should sign the document. They nodded and signed the document after exchanging a quick glance. When finished, they were given the document and told to do as Danzo had requested. It is just a matter of time. If only Hiruzen had given me the boy after the attack. I just have to wait until the right moment comes, and then the Nine-Tails will be my ideal weapon. As his visitors left his office, Danzo reflected. Before going to bed, Danzo allowed himself a small smirk. Tsunade's deadline was the next night. Tsunade was at the small bar where she and Jiraiya had gone earlier that week when he arrived. And, as before, Jiraiya was by her side. I assume you're meeting Orochimaru tomorrow, right? Jiraiya inquired. And why do you believe that? Tsunade questioned. First, you mentioned meeting with Orochimaru before we found you earlier that same day. Second, despite distancing yourself from Naruto, you decided to stay for another week instead of returning to the Leaf Village with us. Third, tomorrow is the end of the week. So, why are you going to meet him? What did he offer you in exchange for restoring his arms? Jiraiya responded. That's none of your business, but I'm not going to restore his arms. I'm going to kill that bastard once and for all. Tsunade replied, fiercely. Jiraiya hasn't seen her like this in a long time. I see. And how do you intend to do that? Jiraiya asked, taking a sip of his sake. I just need you to give me a little head start. It won't be long, just an hour, Tsunade replied, sipping her own sake. Why do you require that much time? Chances are Orochimaru will have his companion attack Shizune to prevent her from interfering, so I need you to wait until you notice his presence before moving. I'll leave half an hour before we are to meet, and knowing Orochimaru, he won't show up until 5 minutes before the set time of the meeting. If we move from the meeting place, just use Taunton to track me down. I see. Okay, but you better be alive when we arrive. Don't underestimate me, Jiraiya. That will be Orochimaru's mistake, Tsunade said, chuckling as she took another sip of sake. Ha ha. Alright, princess, Jiraiya said, sipping his sake as well. Oh, make it look like I gave you Amiki tomorrow morning, at least until you start heading to the battleground. I like how you're trying to catch the enemy off guard. Away from Tanzaku town. Naruto, Jiraiya, and Shizune, along with Taunton, arrived just in time to save Tsunade from Kabuto. Damn it, I almost had her, Kabuto thought as he saw Jiraiya and company. Naruto had witnessed Kabuto assaulting Tsunade. Naruto, perplexed and enraged, inquired as to what he was doing. Kabuto, what are you doing? Why are you with Orochimaru? Pay attention to his headband, Naruto. He's a hidden sound spy, Jiraiya said. I see you're still a little kid, Naruto. Why don't you stay out of this and let the adults play? Taunted Kabuto. Grr, Naruto snarled. Calm down, Naruto. You keep an eye on Tsunade, Shizune, take on 4 eyes, and I'll handle Orochimaru, Jiraiya said. No. I'll take on that traitor. I'll beat him to a pulp in 5 minutes. Declared Naruto. Naruto made a certain hand sign without waiting for a response. He raised one arm with a half ram sign, while the other displayed the same hand sign at his chest. Hidden Mist Jutsu, Ninja Art. The area was then blanketed in a dense mist. A large circle with a radius of 100 feet engulfed the plains in mist. Impossible, this jutsu wasn't in my data. How does he know this jutsu? Frantically thought Kabuto. Kabuto started racking his brains for a time when he might have missed this, but he couldn't think of anything. I see. He's been hiding some of his jutsu. Sigh, this isn't looking good. I can't even see the tip of my nose in this mist. I'll have to keep my ears open for any attacks. When did he learn that jutsu? This kid just keeps surprising me. Oh well, he has the advantage in this fight. Shizune, change of plans. You watch over Tsunade. Now let's get out of this mist, I can't see a thing. Jiraiya thought, ordered. Yes, Lord Jiraiya, Shizune replied, grabbing Tsunade and pulling him out of the misty area. Take care, Naruto. Seems we underestimated the boy. I'd kill him now, but even I can't tell where he is. Oh well, I'll just leave it to Kabuto. Kukakukuku, Orochimaru thought as he walked out of the mist. It's a good thing Haku snuck that scroll into my weapons pouch, Naruto reflected, recalling finding the scroll containing the jutsu. Flashback. Ah, finally home, Naruto said as he shut the door to his apartment. Naruto started getting ready for bed. Shower, brush your teeth, etc. However, before going to bed, Naruto decided to check his weapons pouch to see how many weapons he still had. Naruto had lost about half of his stock when he noticed a scroll that wasn't there when he last checked. When Naruto opened the scroll, the first thing he saw was a note from Haku. Mr. Naruto, I've noticed that you like to conceal whatever jutsu you're using. So I decided to assist you in concealing it better than those smoke bombs. It may cost some chakra, but it should be extremely beneficial. This message contains all of the information you require about the hidden mist jutsu. Simply using a little extra chakra in the right way will result in a dense fog. Nobody will be able to see your jutsu or whatever it is. Thank you very much. Your ally, Yuki Haku. Thank you, Haku, Naruto said before closing the scroll and going to bed. Naruto would start practicing jutsu within his apartment the next day. Flashback finish. Actually, on second thought, Kabuto, I'm going to kick you ass in less than a minute, Naruto said, pulling a kunai from his pouch. Naruto could sense Kabuto's location because the mist was charged with his chakra. Jiraiya, Shizune with Tsunade and Taunton, and Orochimaru's disappearance from the mist had all been sensed by him. Outside the mist, Naruto was completely blind, but inside he could just as well have the Byakugan. Sorta. You honestly believe you can, Naruto? Why don't you try? Kabuto asked, confident that Naruto couldn't do what he claimed. You damn right, I can. Exclaimed Naruto, making a cross with his hands. Shadow cloning jutsu. Naruto yelled, each clone drawing a kunai. Hey, shadow clones won't help you if you can't see. You're just a kid, thinking things are so easy. Your dream of becoming Hokage, for example. That will never come true. I know this because you'll die today. I'll make sure of it. Kabuto declared as he prepared his kunai for action. Meanwhile, fighting Jiraiya was proving difficult for Orochimaru. He couldn't use any jutsu because he couldn't use his arms properly. So he had to use taijutsu, but his arm just swung around with his movements. Orochimaru, frustrated, extended his neck in an attempt to bite Jiraiya in the jugular. Needle Jizo. Ninja art. Jiraiya said. His hair grew slightly longer and wrapped around his body. Orochimaru narrowly escaped having his head skewered. He drew his neck back and went to kick Jiraiya in the exposed face. Jiraiya, on the other hand, countered by extending his needle-haired shield in front of his face. As a result, Orochimaru's foot receives a painful session of acupuncture. Orochimaru screamed in agony, "Ah!" Jiraiya took advantage of this by undoing the majority of his jutsu, trapping Orochimaru's foot in his hair. Jiraiya raised his foot and delivered a powerful kick to Orochimaru's face, sending him flying. Orochimaru rolled to his feet after landing on the ground, bracing himself for a follow-up attack. Damn that old man for taking my arms. I'd have finished this battle by now. Exclaimed Orochimaru, staring at Jiraiya with a murderous expression on his face. Hey. What's the matter, Orochimaru? Can't keep up without your precious jutsu? Maybe next time you'll think twice before attacking the Leaf Village, Jiraiya mocked. Before Orochimaru could react, he noticed Kabuto shooting out of the mist at an angle to the south towards the sky. It was difficult to tell, but Kabuto appeared to be seriously injured. A little earlier, Kabuto could hear 5 kunai flying towards him. Not good enough. Exclaimed Kabuto as he blocked the kunai. The kunai were now spread out in front of him in a parabolic line. Oh yeah? Then take this. Yelled Naruto. Naruto and his clones then formed their own Rasengan and employed Flying Raijin Jutsu to appear, without calling it out, by each of the kunai. The 4 clones rammed their jutsu into Kabuto while simultaneously yelling, Rasengan. One went into his left shoulder, another into his right forearm, another into his right side ribs, and the 4th into his left thigh. The real Naruto paused briefly before launching his jutsu into Kabuto's stomach, using his leverage to send Kabuto south via air Rasengan.
Naruto dispersed his clones after Kabuto was sent flying.
Present. Kabuto landed with a deafening thud, leaving him in a 2-foot crater. Orochimaru dashed over to Kabuto to see if he was still alive. When Orochimaru arrived, he saw the injuries Kabuto had sustained when he flew from the mist. Kabuto had a broken right forearm, a broken left thigh, a dislocated left shoulder, and, based on the tears in his shirt, it was safe to assume he had broken ribs and internal bleeding. That boy is quite interesting, injuring you so badly so quickly, Orochimaru said to the still conscious Kabuto. INNG. I'll be fine, L. Lord Orochimaru, just give me a minute, grunted Kabuto. Orochimaru did not respond, instead gazing into the clearing mist. The mist quickly dissipated, revealing a smirking Naruto. Orochimaru charged at him at full speed, enraged by the boy's arrogance. Jiraiya, who was already on his way to Orochimaru, noticed this and changed course to intercept his former teammate's attack. Jiraiya charged at Orochimaru, intending to knock him off his feet. Orochimaru leapt into the air, chakra concentrated in his tongue, having seen this coming. Orochimaru twisted around, his tongue extended at Jiraiya's ankle, having caught him off guard. Jiraiya was forced to follow the wet appendage in large circles before collapsing on the ground. Naruto, who was standing nearby, felt a shooting pain in his ankles. "Ah!" yelled Naruto as he fell to the ground. When Naruto rolled over to see what was causing the excruciating pain, he saw Kabuto's head with a kunai in his mouth. He noticed that his Achilles tendon had cut clean through his ankles. Kabuto emerged from the ground with minor but serious injuries. "Now, Naruto, you didn't think I was dead, did you?" "Big mistake. I don't know how you did it, but it doesn't matter. You'll still die today," Kabuto said, letting the kunai fall from his mouth. Shizune tried to sever Kabuto's jugular with her chakra scalpel. Kabuto attempted to jump backwards. "You're the only one who's going to die. You and Orochimaru," yelled Shizune as she attempted to kill Kabuto again. Kabuto was pushing his left leg injury. But, with a steady stream of healing chakra flowing into his thigh, Kabuto was able to continue dodging Shizune's attacks. "You obviously forgot about Lord Orochimaru, Naruto's Agoner." "Ha ha ha." Shizune turned around with a gasp. Kabuto was correct. She had completely forgotten about Orochimaru. Orochimaru had risen above Naruto, his grass longsword in his mouth. Shizune was caught off guard by a kick from Kabuto before she could react. She was effectively knocked to the ground. When Shizune looked up, she was taken aback by what she saw. Tsunade was standing between Orochimaru and Naruto, her sword protruding from her lower back, just missing the spine. Shizune deduced from the angle that the sword had entered just below her left ribs. A little earlier. Tsunade continued to shiver. She trembled from the blood on her clothing after having her face whipped for a long time. The scenes of seeing Nawaki and Dan's corpses kept replaying in her mind. When she heard Naruto yell in pain, she snapped out of her trance. Naruto was on the ground, with Kabuto standing above him. Shizune also witnessed Shizune begin her assault on Kabuto in order to prevent him from killing Naruto. Unfortunately, Orochimaru exploited the situation. He was now standing above Naruto, his grass longsword extending from his mouth. Scenes of Nawaki's and Dan's corpses appeared in front of her again, this time with Naruto's. Something inside her then snapped. She got up and ran, and the next thing she knew, the sword was piercing her right through. As a result, Tsunade Gak vomited blood. "Tsunade, you're the last person I wanted to kill, so why are you putting yourself between me and that worthless brat? I know nothing about the Akatsuki, but I know I don't care. I won't let you harm this boy. He is destined to become Hokage someday. He will be my successor. As of today, I am the 5th Hokage. And I will start by protecting this boy." Tsunade yelled, punching Orochimaru in the face. Orochimaru flew backwards, along with his sword, which was violently removed from Tsunade's body. Tsunade screamed in agony, then froze at the sight of her own blood. Her trembling took over once more. She was becoming concerned. Until she remembered Naruto's strength and how easily he defeated Kabuto. She also remembered how close he had been to death just moments before. Tsunade's trembling stopped as she resolved to protect Naruto. Not long ago. Cuckoo. How sad. There's no one left to protect you, Naruto. HN. I'd normally be very interested in seeing how strong you become, but knowing that the Akatsuki is after you, I can't let you live. Orochimaru said, drawing the grass longsword from his mouth. Shit. The only seal that comes to mind is the one in my apartment. I'll have to dodge this at the last second. Naruto thought. Naruto noticed the sword approaching him in slow motion. A few drops of blood hit his face just before he used his secret jutsu. What the? Grandma Tsunade? When Naruto looked up, he saw Tsunade standing between him and Orochimaru, her sword protruding from her back, inches from his face. Naruto simply lay there, listening in on their conversation. Naruto was taken aback by what Tsunade said. Naruto was concerned when she began trembling, but was surprised when it stopped. Present. Orochimaru smiled as he began to stand up, seeing Tsunade trembling once more. Taking advantage of the situation, he charged toward Tsunade, only to be stopped by Jiraiya. Just in time. Jiraiya, why must you insist on interfering with my business? Orochimaru asked calmly. Why must you be a cowardly snake in the grass? Jiraiya countered. You tried to kill my student. Anyway, my godson. Orochimaru hissed angrily as he charged Jiraiya, determined to kill him. The fighting lasted only a few seconds before Orochimaru was launched into the air. It didn't take long for Orochimaru to realize who had kicked him, as his gaze fell on Tsunade, who was completely unharmed. Damn it. This isn't supposed to happen like this. Orochimaru exclaimed as Kabuto landed next to him. Lord Orochimaru, what should we do? The advantage is no longer in our favor, Kabuto said, pointing to Naruto and Shizune. Shizune had barely managed to push Kabuto back during the fighting, but only because of his severe injuries. Shizune was currently tending to Naruto's injuries in order to get him back into fighting shape. Orochimaru assessed their current situation, which did not look promising. First, Kabuto was severely injured and could barely move, making it impossible for him to fight Naruto and Shizune. Second, Naruto was the original cause of his injuries. Finally, his arms. At this point, They were little more than rotting limbs, and all of his jutsu were gone except for those that didn't require hand signs. However, approximately 95% or more of the time, hand signs were required. Orochimaru didn't like it, but he couldn't help himself. You may have refused to heal my arms, but rest assured, there is more than one way to reclaim the jutsu stolen from me by Sarutobi-sensei. HNHNHNHNH, Orochimaru said before vanishing with a shunshin. Kabuto quickly followed. It's over for now, Jiraiya said. Are you okay, Naruto? Jiraiya asked, turning to face Naruto, who had just approached them. A little pain from where that bastard Kabuto got me, but other than that, I'm fine, Naruto said, smiling. Oh, that's nice. Hey. You smiled at me. Hee hee. Yeah, after everything that happened, I realized that maybe you guys should get a second chance, and you better not blow it. Haha. No worries there, kid. Right, Tsunade? Jiraiya asked, grateful for a second chance. Tsunade replied with a smile and a tear in her eye, yay. She was thankful for another chance with her godson. Shizune smiled as she watched, glad that something good had come from this fierce battle. A growl interrupted the action. Oops. I haven't eaten yet. Heh heh, Naruto said, his stomach protesting once more. The group burst out laughing and decided to grab some food before returning to Leaf Village. I'll admit, I missed the village more than I thought, Tsunade said as she and the others passed through the gates. HNHN, I know I missed this place. It's good to be back, exclaimed Shizune. Yeah, it's about time we got back. It's been way too long if you ask me. Hee hee, Naruto said, eager to see Hinata after such a long time. So, I'm assuming I'll be going to the Hokage's tower first? Tsunade inquired. Wait a second, exclaimed Naruto, drawing Tsunade's attention. Huh? Naruto explained, you have to go to the hospital and heal Sasuke and Kakashi-sensei. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. Alright, let's go, Tsunade said as they all began walking towards the hospital. In a hospital. Tsunade had begun the journey to the hospital by awakening Kakashi. They moved on to Sasuke after giving Kakashi a quick scolding. Sasuke displayed almost no emotion upon awakening. Sakura, on the other hand, was overjoyed to see Sasuke awake. Yes, she should be, given that she was there almost every day. Lol. Tsunade was introduced to Rock Lee after she had finished with those two. Might Guy's severely injured pupil. Tsunade began examining Lee after dismissing Naruto. Unfortunately, Tsunade admitted that even she couldn't do much. Guy, on the other hand, was enraged by this information. However, after explaining that even with her skill, Lee only had a 50-50 chance of surviving such a delicate operation, Lee was given a second chance. Hey girlie, how ya doing? Gamakichi inquired, appearing atop Hinata's head. Gama Huff Kichi? Puff, what pant are you doing here? Hinata inquired, perplexed as to his presence. I thought you'd figured it out by now. Naruto's back in the village. He just walked in about an hour ago, and he wanted to know if you wanted to go on a date tomorrow, Gamakichi explained. Naruto's back? That's fantastic, but why tomorrow? Hinata inquired. He just wanted to give you time to prepare. Remember, you're supposed to keep your relationship a secret. Wouldn't it be suspicious if you didn't go home tonight without telling your father? Oh, I see. Sorry. Don't worry about it. In any case, what do you think? Tomorrow sound good? Of course. It sounds fantastic. I can hardly wait to see Naruto. Alright, I'll go tell him it's at go. See you later, girly. Bye, Toots. Gamakichi hopped away to inform Naruto of the situation, muttering something about snacks. Naruto's back, huh? Kurenai inquired. I wish that Toad would stop referring to me as that. Yes, I hope he didn't get into any trouble, Hinata expressed concern. Shouldn't matter too much because he has that jutsu and Lord Jiraiya with him, Kurenai replied, assuaging Hinata's fears. You're right, sensei. Let's get back to training, Hinata said, taking her clan's fighting stance. Alright, let's get started. Hokage Memorial. You've really been training that hard, Hinata? Naruto inquired, perplexed as to why Hinata was working so hard. Why? Yes. You see, Kurenai-sensei asked what we would do if our enemies found out about your jutsu. She believes we could go to war because the other hidden villages would fear that jutsu. And if they found out about our relationship, then I'd be nothing but a burden if I were captured, Hinata explained. Before responding, Naruto paused to let the words sink in. I suppose that makes sense, Hinata, but if that happened, you'd have a kunai with the seal on it, and I'd be there to help you get out. Perhaps, but what if they tried again? They could kill me before you arrived, which neither of us wants. I don't want to be a burden to you, Naruto. You're right, Hinata. My apologies. It's all right, Naruto. I promise I won't be a burden to you. Hinata, you'll never be a burden to me. I just don't want you to go too far, okay? Naruto asked. I'll be fine, Hinata assured herself. Hey. Alright, Hinata, Naruto said, leaning in closer to Hinata. Hinata blushes slightly as a result of the closeness. But she had a feeling something was wrong with Naruto. Hinata was about to inquire about it because she was curious. Before Naruto beat her to it. I believe things will become more dangerous from here on out, Hinata. Why do you say that, Naruto? Hinata inquired. The day we left in search of Grandma Tsunade, we met two very powerful ninja, Naruto explained. One of them was Sasuke's brother, Itachi, who was the guy who killed off the entire Uchiha clan, and his partner was some guy from the Mist Village, Kisame Hoshigaki. Gasp asterisk, th. They're incredibly dangerous shinobi. Why did you meet them? Hinata exclaimed, her heart racing. It wasn't by choice. Those two were part of the Akatsuki, and for some reason they want the 9 tails that's inside me. I managed to hurt Itachi, but only because I caught him off guard. He'll be more cautious next time, Naruto explained. I see. Will we have to be more cautious as well? Hinata inquired. Yeah, but don't worry about it right now. Just enjoy the rest of our date, okay? Okay, she sighed. They sat for another hour before changing into their disguises and Hiro, Naruto, escorted Hinata, to her sensei's apartment. They kissed each other goodnight before parting. Kurenai asked how everything went once inside, noticing Hinata's expression. Hinata then explained what happened to Naruto while he was on his mission. Although Kurenai knew Naruto could use such a powerful jutsu, she was still surprised that he managed to hit Itachi when she herself couldn't. Regardless, she was relieved that he was safe. The following day, Hinata was on her way to her father's office. She needed to talk to him about something important. She had anticipated what he would say and ask and had prepared her responses in advance. Enter, Hiyashi said, knocking on the door. Hinata entered as instructed. She walked up to a chair in front of her father's desk after closing the door behind her. "Good evening, Father," Hinata said as she bowed to take her seat. What do you want, Hinata?" Hiyashi inquired. "I was wondering if you'd be willing to resume my training with the gentle fist," Hinata said, managing not to stutter. Hiyashi looked up and wondered why she wanted him to resume her training. Despite his curiosity, he remained emotionless in his response. "What makes you want me to resume your training?" I've been training as hard as I circa could with Kurenai-sensei, so I'm sure I've gotten a little stronger. But I'm not getting stronger with the gentle fist. If I resumed my gentle fist training, then I'm sure I would become even less of a burden to others. I also wish to pee." Even though everything he said was true, it paled in comparison to her true reason. She desired to shield Naruto from the Akatsuki. Hiyashi didn't show it, but the determination in her eyes surprised him. He's never seen her with that expression before. But, once again, he knew it wasn't the whole truth. He was intrigued by her recent display of bravery and determination. Despite his curiosity, he was not going to interfere with whatever it was. But that didn't mean he wouldn't find out. He was patient, so he would continue to wait. Despite all of this, there was one minor issue. He could handle it, but it would divert more of his attention away from running the Hyuga clan. "You realize I'm still training your sister, and I've also begun training Neji. If I started training you, it would take time away from running the clan." "I'm aware of that, Father, but I promise you I won't be a waste of time, and I won't make you regret training me." Hinata vowed. "Very well, I'll give you a chance." "Your training begins tomorrow morning," Hiyashi said after a few moments of thought. "Understood, Father," Hinata replied as she stood up, bowed, and exited the office. Hinata then left to prepare for bed in preparation for tomorrow's training. 2 weeks later. The reconstruction has been progressing well over the last 2 weeks. With Tsunade officially installed as Hokage, the villagers could relax and not fear another attack. Tsunade had spent a long time trying to figure out how to assist Lee. She went through book after book until she found something useful. It mentioned activating all of the cells in the body to improve the body's healing. It was a complicated technique, but she was confident that with enough practice, she could master it. Tsunade was currently reviewing Chunin candidate recommendations. These recommendations came from a variety of proctors as well as feudal lords. Tsunade had already met with the proctors and written letters to the feudal lord of the Land of Fire. For the recommended candidates, their reasoning appeared to be very reasonable. All that remained was to promote the deserving candidates. "Knock knock asterisk, enter," Tsunade said. Shizune entered after hearing permission. "Lady Tsunade, the proctors, and the candidates have arrived," Shizune announced. Tsunade said, "Ah yes, send them in." Tsunade was approached by the proctors who had overseen the first and third parts of the exams. While the 2 candidates who advanced to the finals and were chosen for promotion stood in front of everyone in the room. "You may have guessed why the 2 of you are here, but I'll explain anyway. The 2 of you have been recommended by the proctors, based on your performance, to be promoted to the rank of Chunin. Shikamaru, you've proven to be able to keep a level head on your shoulders despite being in stressful situations. Naruto, you're able to effectively hide your jutsu. Also, with the hidden mist. Wahoo! Alright, I'm a Chunin," Naruto exclaimed, eliciting laughter from the entire room, and making some of them doubt their own endorsement of Naruto. Excuse me, Lady Hokage," Shikamaru said, drawing everyone's attention in the room. Tsunade inquired, What is it, Shikamaru? Naruto never used the hidden mist jutsu in the finals, so why did you even mention it? Shikamaru asked, drawing the proctor's attention to Tsunade and Naruto. That's correct. Naruto used smoke bombs during the exams, Tsunade explained. However, Naruto used the hidden mist jutsu while on his mission to find me, which is why I mentioned it. It's just a little more credit towards his promotion. Yeah. Don't be a downer, Shikamaru. We should be celebrating, hee. Exclaimed Naruto as he placed Shikamaru in a headlock. Gah. Let go, Naruto. Yelled Shikamaru, eliciting another laugh from the audience. Ino exclaimed, Congratulations, Shikamaru. Squad 10 was currently at their favorite barbecue joint, or at least Choji's favorite. Who knew you'd be promoted, Choji said, popping another rib into his mouth. You know, I thought the same thing when Naruto was promoted, Shikamaru said, not realizing he'd regret saying it. Shikamaru had changed into his new Chunin flak jacket. WHAAAAAT? Naruto was promoted to CHUNNIN? Exclaimed Ino and Choji at the same time. Yay, don't be surprised if I make Chunin. Damn, I should have known to keep my mouth shut. Sigh, what a drag, Shikamaru said, thought. Well, I don't think we should be surprised. Whatever he did to beat Neji, he managed to hide it from hundreds of spectators. That's a significant advantage, which is probably why he was promoted in the first place, Asuma explained. Well, if Naruto was promoted, then Sasuke must have gotten a promotion, right? Ino inquired. Shikamaru replied, No, only Naruto and I earned promotions. WHAAT? WHAAT? You've been promoted to Chunin? Sakura yelled as Squad 7 practiced on their field. Ha ha ha. Yup. Naruto replied, a large smile on his face, wearing his new Chunin vest like Shikamaru. Naruto, congratulations. I'm sure you've earned it, Kakashi said, his little eye smile on his face. I appreciate it, Kakashi-sensei. HMPF. He's a Chunin, but he's still a loser, Sasuke said. Even though I wasn't promoted, I'm a little jealous of Naruto's success. Though I'll never say it aloud. You jerk, Sasuke. Can't you give me at least some credit? He's correct, Sasuke. Naruto is now your superior. That means you two must not only respect Naruto, at least for his rank, but also obey his orders. Understood? Psi asterisk, alright, Kakashi-sensei, Sakura said reluctantly. Whatever, Sasuke said. And Naruto, don't get carried away with your power. You hold their lives in your hands. Understand? That's right, Kakashi-sensei. I will not let you or them down. Naruto replied, his eyes and voice determined. HM. He may have his mother's personality, but he acts like his father every now and then, Kakashi observed as he pulled something from his weapons pouch. Anyway, Naruto, I got something for you. Huh? What? Naruto inquired, bouncing with glee. Lady Tsunade, you informed me ahead of time that you were being promoted. So, I got you a pair of gloves like mine, Kakashi explained, holding a pair of gloves with a metal plate just below the knuckles, the only difference being that the fabric was orange rather than the usual dark blue. Cool. Awesome. Thank you very much, Kakashi-sensei. Alright, they fit like a charm. Naruto exclaimed as he took the gloves and put them on. They're also orange. Thank you very much, sensei. Ha ha ha. No worries. I assumed you'd enjoy the color. Let's get some training in now, Kakashi said. Right. Squad 7 responded. The following day. Good day, Naruto. Huh? Kiba, hello. Hey Shino, Hinata, and Kurenai-sensei, Naruto said, turning around to see who had called. H. Hi, N. Naruto, Hinata said, entering character. Shino replied, Good morning, Naruto. Hello, Naruto. Congratulations on your promotion, Kurenai said to Naruto. Naruto replied, Hee, thanks. Sheesh. I can't believe you got promoted out of everyone. The dead last of our graduating class, incredible, Kiba said. This is coming from the person who was beaten up by said dead last. Ha, Naruto retorted. How come you? Kiba, calm down. Anyway, congratulations, Naruto, Asuma said as he approached the group with his squad. Thank you, Asuma-sensei, Naruto said. Yeah, congrats, Choji and Ino said. Thank you, guys. Did all of you want something? Naruto inquired, perplexed as to why he had become the center of attention. Oh, I just thought I'd treat you to some ramen, by the way, nice gloves. Are those Kakashi's gifts? Kurenai inquired. They're fantastic. And ramen would be fantastic, thank you, Naruto replied. No worries. Oh, right here. It's a book about how to use and dispel genjutsu. It might come in handy one day, Kurenai said as she handed him a book. I appreciate it, Kurenai-sensei. I'll do my best to apply what I've learned. Haha. That's great. Well, since Kurenai gave you your gift, why don't I give you mine now? Here, Asuma said, pulling out a 10 by 3-inch box. Sure. What exactly is it? Naruto inquired as he took the box. Shikamaru possesses a chakra dagger. It absorbs the chakra of the wielder. Yours resemble my trench knives. I figured you could make good use of it because you're a wind type. Simply focus your wind chakra while fighting, and you'll be even more formidable than you are now, Asuma explained as Naruto opened the box and tried on his new weapons. Ah wow. This is fantastic. Asuma-sensei, thank you. Naruto said, throwing a few punches in the air to practice with his knives. Ha ha ha. No worries, kid. Anyway, Kurenai, the ramen is on us. Asuma inquired, turning to face Kurenai. Of course, but only Naruto's and my squads. You're footing the bill for yourself and your squads. Kurenai laughed, and the group went to eat some ramen. Greetings, Naruto. Guy was the first to call, followed by Neji and Tenten. Lee is in the hospital for a medical appointment. Greetings, Super Bushy Brow, Sensei. What's going on? What's the deal with all this attention? Naruto reflected as Guy and 2/3 of his squad approached him. I just wanted to express my congratulations on your promotion. It was incredible how you defeated Neji. In any case, this is for you. Guy said as he handed Naruto something wrapped in cloths. What exactly is it? What exactly are these? Gauntlets? Naruto inquired after unwrapping the clothes. They certainly are. They will assist you in deflecting various weapons, including swords and staffs. I would have given Shikamaru the same gift, but he isn't into close-ups. That makes sense. Anyway, many thanks. Naruto said as he tried on his new gauntlets. No worries, Naruto. Guy said this while giving Naruto a thumbs up. Neji then approached Naruto. May I speak with you, Naruto? Alone? Neji inquired. Huh? For what purpose? I'd like to ask you a question. Sure. I suppose. As he began to follow Neji, Naruto said. After the two had been verified by Neji's Byakugan, Neji asked his first question. Naruto, how did you beat me? I could see you through the smoke bombs, but I couldn't see you move. This question came as a surprise to Naruto. But he didn't trust Neji's answer, so he just answered differently. That I can't tell you, Neji. It's a secret, one I'm not willing to share with others. Even my team was hesitant to hear the news. They needed to earn my trust, which they did. And what about Hinata? Why do you put your trust in her with this information? Neji inquired. Huh? What exactly do you mean? Naruto inquired, fearful that Neji knows more than he's revealing. Naruto, don't treat me like a fool. Lady Hinata had dropped a kuni containing a smoke bomb. It wasn't a coincidence that she threw the kunai at the same time you threw the smoke bomb. She is aware of your secret jutsu. How? Neji inquired, irritated that Naruto was treating him like a fool. Yes, she is aware. But she was the one who earned my trust the most. She figured out my secret jutsu a long time ago. She could have told anyone, but she chose to investigate why I was keeping it a secret. I'm relieved she did. She had known for months before asking me about it. That proved I could rely on her. When the Genin Exams arrived, I promised to assist her if she needed it. That's why she threw down the kunai. In any case, you don't need to know anything else. Understand? In a clear but silent threat, Naruto inquired. Grumble fine. But how did you manage to defy fate? I said it was your intention to defeat me, but you succeeded. How? Because I do not believe in fate. It may be your way of succumbing to fate, but it is not mine or Hinata's. She wants to change the Hyuga clan's ways, and I intend to assist her. When I become Hokage. Anyway, I need to meet with my team for a new mission. I'll see you later. Naruto exclaimed, then turned around and left for the Hokage's tower. Neji just stood there, stunned by what he had just heard. He stood there for a few minutes before breaking into a smile. I see. Let's just see how things play out. In any case, I'm looking forward to it, said Neji as he returned to the Hyuga compound for training. Hello there, Grandma Tsunade. What will be our next mission? Naruto inquired as he entered Tsunade's office. Stop calling me a brat. Tsunade yelled, irritated at being addressed as Grandma. He says. You're a chunin, Naruto. Act as if it. Before Sakura could scold and lecture Naruto about respect, Kakashi spoke up. Haha. It's alright, Kakashi-sensei. Anyway, what exactly is the mission? Naruto inquired. Yukie Fujikaze, an actress, will be introduced to you. Tsunade started. Yukie Fujikaze. From the Princess Gale films? Awesome. My favorite actress is her. Haha. Yeah. As he interrupted Tsunade, Naruto cheered. Pay attention, you, cucklehead. Tsunade yelled, growing impatient with Naruto. Haha. Sorry, I got carried away. Ha ha. Sigh, cuckle head. This mission is rated A. You four are to guard Yukie Fujikaze until her next film is completed. The film will be shot in the land of snow. Is that correct? Tsunade inquired after she had finished explaining. Indeed, Lady Tsunade. Kakashi responded by bowing to the village leader. Indeed, Lady Hokage. Bowing as well, Sasuke and Sakura responded. Grandma, you got it. Naruto said this with a casual wave and his signature smile. Leave it all to us. I'm beginning to wonder if promoting him was the best decision. Was the thought that ran through everyone's head, except Naruto's. Snowy land. A large throne room in a castle in the land of snow. 3 ninja were kneeling before a large man wearing a high-collared trench coat and short black slicked-back hair. We found her, Lord Doto. Princess Koyuki Kazuhana as Yukie Fujikaze. She also possesses the Hex Crystal, said a man with long gray hair pulled back in a ponytail. Excellent work, Nader. Who will accompany her to the land of snow? Inquired the large man known as Doto. There was only a single squad of Leaf Ninja led by Kakashi Hatake, aside from fellow cast members and the camera crew. The gray-haired man responded. HNHN. Sounds like a rematch is in the works. Is that correct, Nader? Asked the only Kunoichi, who was dressed similarly to her 2 companions and had 2 pink pigtails. Enough babbling. Go greet our friends. And use the Hex Crystal to bring the princess back to life. Doto was ordered. Sir, yes. Before carrying out their orders, the 3 ninja responded. At sea on a boat. Oh man. If I have to keep watching this spoiled, I'm going insane. Naruto began, but Kakashi cut him off. Naruto, now. You have a duty as a chunin to complete this mission without complaint. Yes, I am aware. But she's been a pain in the backside the entire time. First, she flees. Second, she pepper sprays me right before ripping apart the autograph I requested. Third, she becomes inebriated and disparages her own profession. Not to mention that she almost ran over some children with her horse and never apologized. Naruto explained as he continued his rant. Let it go, Naruto, he sighed. Kakashi stated. Sigh asterisk, fine. But I'm not going to enjoy it. Naruto responded.
So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more awesome stories like this. Thank you. See you all in my next video.